So, welcome back everyone to our next discussion, the panel 10, Adapting Infrastructure to Meet Demographic Changes. So in the first discussion, we looked at the people who sustain healthcare. Now we look at the spaces that sustain those people. As population age and healthcare needs become more complex, Europe faces a new reality. Our health infrastructures must evolve not only to accommodate the elderly, but also to bridge urban-rural disparities and ensure accessibility for all. This conversation aligns perfectly with the EU for Health vision of strengthening healthcare resilience. We'll explore how design, policy, and innovation can intersect to create inclusive, flexible, and sustainable systems, from hospitals and community centers to smart urban environments. We do have also three distinguished guests that I will kindly invite on stage. So, let me introduce conferenciar Dr. Petru Merges, Vice Rector for Social and Student Activities at King Mihai University of Life Science in Timișoara. In your applause, there are some stairs. Okay, thank you, welcome. Yes, please. He's a respected academic professional who makes the link between knowledge and practice in modern healthcare and lifestyle. Then we have Alexandra Dobre, President, Romanian Institute for Active Aging, a national leader in public policies for active aging, intergenerational dialogue, and social inclusion. She also serves as Deputy General Director at the General Directorate of Social Assistance Sector 2 and is the author of Cities That Inspire Active Seniors in Smart Communities. And our third speaker, Elena Simina Lakatos, President and Senior Researcher at the Institute for Research in Circular Economy and Environment, Associate Professor at Technical University of Cluj-Napoca. A prominent voice in circular economy policy and sustainability, Dr. Lakatos has led numerous EU projects on climate-resilient infrastructure and resource efficiency. So, these are our three speakers for this panel, and I do think that this topic is quite interesting due to what I said earlier, the population that becomes every year older, and we do need to offer them the space to enjoy the age and also the space to get the proper health care. And let me introduce our first speaker, conferenciar Merges, to talk about the link between healthcare and maybe lifestyle. The stage is yours.
I'm also Vice Rector with students and social activities. I'm involved in a lot of projects regarding education, sport and health, and I'm strongly involved in healthy lifestyle among the students, young generation, and not only young generation. Nowadays, the healthcare system must respond to challenges related rapidly aging populations, which requires long-term care, accessibility to the healthcare system, and the reduction of disparities between rural and social areas. To achieve this main objective is to develop an equitable, adaptable, and inclusive healthcare system. To respond to these challenges, we must modernize and adapt infrastructures. Hospitals should be digitally integrated, energy efficient, and flexible in more home-based and community care, ensure accessibility, ramps and elevators. Accessibility is not only physical but digital also. Older adults must use telemedicine and e-health tools, improve rural transport, and local healthcare centers train staff in geriatric and inclusive care practices. In European Union, we have disparities, strong disparities between rural and urban areas. Around 62% of rural residents are age 65 plus versus 54% in urban areas. Over 62% of rural residents travel more than 50 minutes to reach care, while only 24% in urban. Chronic illness prevalences is more developed in rural elderly. It's around 62% versus urban. And also metabolic syndrome affects 31% in rural versus 23% in urban populations. And also cardiovascular mortality remains higher in rural zones across Europe. As we see in this gap, first place is the main causes of that is cardiovascular diseases, cancer, and respiratory diseases. In Romania, life expectancy in 2022 was around 75 years old overall, and the rural mortality rate it's higher in rural areas than urban areas. Main causes of death it's cardiovascular diseases, and wealth care workforce shortage more severe in rural region. European Union for Health established some objectives: strengthen resilience and preparedness for future crises, support digital transformation and cross-border collaboration, promote equal healthcare access across European Union member states, and invest in sustainable and inclusive infrastructures. Some policies, recommendations: increase European Union investment in aging-friendly and digital infrastructure, strengthen public-private partnership for rural healthcare, expand geriatric medicine training programs, encourage data sharing and interregional collaboration, and promoting healthy lifestyle in European Union. A healthy lifestyle can lead to a healthier population, especially among those aged 60 plus. This approach would reduce pressure of healthcare system by preventing chronic disease and improving physical and mental well-being, enhance quality of life for older adults to increase mobility, independence, and social engagement. And some conclusions. Europe's demographic shift demands developed an equitable, adaptable, and inclusive healthcare system, reducing urban-rural disparities, and improving accessibility benefits for all citizens. And the program for health provides the framework to build sustainable, equitable health system. Close to me, it's a runner who is 70 years old, and he said that he never visited a doctor because has a healthy lifestyle, and this is a model. And as I saw also, as we know, in Nordic countries, in well-developed countries in Europe, A lot of aged people do sports and they have strong communities. They have sport classes and they have a good quality of life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would like to continue a little bit to talk about lifestyle. And of course, the aging population means also access to healthcare. But it's not only about healthcare and hospitals. It's only about, as you said, community. And about an active lifestyle that should start in an early stage and continue throughout the life till late in life. How do you see this in Romania? How can we gather people that are over a certain age in groups and determine them to pay attention to lifestyle and to do this kind of mobilization?
I think to develop educational programs for a young generation, for changing lifestyle or for have good behaviors regarding lifestyle. That means there are 6 pillars for good lifestyles. One of them is physical activity, nutrition, stress management, positive social connections, avoiding substances interzise.
Illegal
yes,
substances, okay.
And also rest, it's important, and the benefits we'll see in quality of life of
later
age.
in life.
Yes.
But you're also a physiotherapist, and
yes.
I'm very curious. Are the older people, is it recommended for them to start practicing some kind of physical activities later in life if it did not happen before?
In any condition to start activities, it's very, very important, but with a proper program, with very, very careful indication from the doctor, and definitely the benefits will be increasing the quality of life.
Do you see this happening also in rural area or only in cities? Because there is a big discrepancy between the two environments.
Even if in rural areas the people have more chronic diseases, they do a lot of physical activities in
because
their
of
home.
The work.
Yes, of course. And maybe it's not about doing physical activities. It's about maybe nutrition, maybe other factors.
Do you see certain programs that should be established by the authority, by the healthcare system, or how do you see this implemented?
In rural areas?
Yes, yes. What could be the solution?
I come back at the first idea that if we try to educate the young generation, they will have good behaviors at
later stages
60, 80, and this is the stage when we can feel the benefits of our lifestyle, good lifestyle.
Thank you, Dr. Merges.
Thank you very much.
So let's move forward with the human dimension of infrastructure, the aging population. As I said, Mrs. Dobre, your work focuses on building active, inclusive communities for seniors. How can we translate this philosophy into the way we design and manage healthcare spaces?
First of all, hello everyone. It's a great honor for me to be here and to speak particularly in this panel because demography is my life since 2018, 2017. I started studying demography and I also have my PhD in this matter, and I'm very happy to be here today. Especially for this discussion on one of the most pressing challenges of our times, how to adapt infrastructures to the elderly, because the population is getting older, not only in Romania, but
Throughout Europe.
in Europe and around the world. So
I read somewhere that up to 2015, 1 of 3 people will be over the age of 60.
yeah, and until 2050, we will have more than 30%, at least here in Romania. 30% of our population will be 65 plus. So I think we should
have an issue.
talk more about this. I wrote down some ideas, but I want to say something about the importance of prevention, because I think that preventive education is one of the most powerful tools that we have now, or we should have, to promote active and also healthy aging. I think it's not enough just to treat diseases once they appear. I think we need to actually build awareness, build responsibility, and also resilience when we speak about prevention. I think this is the key of aging healthy, aging active, aging in place. Prevention. We have a lack of education regarding prevention, and we don't even have a national plan, a national prevention plan, at least for health, if we speak about health. And I think it's very important to teach people about nutrition, about physical activities, about mental well-being, because these are important, very important factors when we speak about active aging. You know, when I first started speaking about active aging, it was 6, 7, 8 years ago, and I said this before, I will say it again. Sorry if you hear this again from me today, or you if you were yesterday, but I like to give this example. I was just pioneering in this domain, in this field a few years ago. I was like the people talking about smart cities, you know, and everybody was looking ugly and saying, what smart city? Or this was the same, this happened to me too. It was the same, people were looking at me and saying, active aging, come on, I'm in my 40s, in my 50s. I have my life ahead of me. I'm not old now. It's not about being old, you know, it's about understanding that everyone is aging. You cannot stop aging. Some of us say anti-aging. We use this term, which is not correct from my experience and from my point of view, because nobody can stop aging. We can just delay aging, or we can try to age active, healthy, and to be comfortable to be in our 60s, in our 70s.
Maybe to improve the quality of the aging
Yes,
process.
maybe to improve the quality of aging, but we cannot stop aging. And now, even if a few years ago was very difficult for me to convince people to help us, to donate, to involve in our projects, and I'm saying this because we are an NGO. We have now more than 40,000 people, most of them located in Bucharest and Ilfov County, but some of them, like 20%, in all over the country, because starting from this year we had 2 national campaigns, one regarding prevention in health, and also education regarding cybersecurity. We tried to, and I think we managed in the 15 counties where we were this month, starting from January this year, we managed to educate people, to teach them how to use safely the internet and all these instruments, modern instruments that they have, how to use the platforms, and how to prevent getting fooled by people who wants to steal their identity and so on. We do this for free for them, for all our members, and not only members. Everything is free of charge. They don't pay any membership tax. They don't pay anything to come to our conferences, to our congress. We have the National Congress for Active Aging next month, 17th, 18th of November at the Palace of the Parliament. We are waiting for 500 people daily to be on seat, and also more than 2,000 online. This is the third edition, and I can see that the level of interest is increasing from one year to the other, because we have more than 10 panels, we have more than 100 speakers, people from all domains, because what I want to do, and I wanted, my dream about this Congress was to be an atypical Congress and to be like an ecosystem. In every panel we have representatives from the public authorities, we have CEOs of big companies, big pharma, we have presidents or founders of NGOs and foundations who are also dealing with the elderly in their day-to-day activities. Also beneficiaries, we try to make them come and listen to everything that is said there, because there are a lot of things that they can hear, new things, new things, and it's a safe place to get information from, because we all know that the internet is not always the safest place to take your information from. And I also want to speak about the subject of this panel, if you allow me just
Yes,
1 or
please
2
do,
minutes,
of
because
course.
I wrote down some ideas. We often talk about population aging in terms of numbers, like I said before, longer lives, lower birth rates. By the way, we have the lowest birth rate here in Romania since 100 years ago. 1 out of 5 couples are dealing with infertility. I know this because I coordinated at the Ministry of Family a few years ago for 3 years the national IVF program, and I know this is a huge problem, and it's strictly well connected with the demographic problem, changing dependency ratios. But behind these numbers are human realities, people who want to stay active, who want to stay connected, and also independent for as long as possible. By the way, another number, because I don't know if you know, in Romania, 1 out of 5 people, 65 plus at least, are connecting or socializing with only 3 persons in 1 month. One is the doctor, if they go to the doctor, or if the doctor has enough time for them to speak with them and to connect with them. The other one is the priest, if they're religious, of course. And the third one is the postman, where their pension is getting to them cash, not on their cards. So I think we are facing a pandemic of loneliness. Our elderly are being really, really lonely, and they have their families abroad, or they don't have any families anymore. They actually just die alone in their homes, most of them. It's a very, very sad and cruel reality. That means that our infrastructure, physical, social, and digital, must evolve. Hospitals, transport, housing, public spaces, and community centers must no longer be designed only for the average adults, let's put it this way, but for a diverse society where older adults represent the majority of users. Adaptive infrastructure is not just about accessibility ramps or medical facilities, it's about rethinking inclusion, actually. How can we do this? I am thinking about the best practice model, if you allow me to say it like this. It's about Australia. I know it's far away, but believe me, Australia is the best practice model that we can have, because they have from special transportation lines, for example, tram 21, okay? We are next to Uniri. Let's think about tram 21. You use it, right? At least once in your life, or maybe you use it daily. Imagine that in Australia, the elderly have their own 21 tram line. Okay, so if they don't want to travel with the youngers, because I don't know, we listen to music louder or something, or maybe they just want to be quiet and read a book and don't have any noise around them, they can take the 21 tram line, which is designed especially for them. This is fantastic, really. They have taxis for elderly, which are for free. I mean, if somebody is 60, 70, 80, 90s, whatever, and has to go to a place and doesn't have the possibility to pay for a taxi or cannot travel by himself or herself, they can call a number and the taxi will pick them up and take them where they need to go. No charges, okay? So for free, they are paid. The taxis are paid by the municipality. And the examples, I can continue to give you examples until the end of the day, because we have these kinds of examples. We have a few in Romania too. For example, if Ilfov County is best model, it's a model regarding the projects for the elderly. They have a lot of projects. They also have this taxi project, but it's a little bit different. But they have something like this in Ilfov County. They give them financial support for going to the dentist, for going to the psychiatrist. They try to help them in many ways, and of course they are not forgetting about granting access to education and to cultural projects, things that we also do at the National Institute for Active Aging, because monthly more than 1,000 people have free access to the circus, to the opera, to the theater, in order to grant them this constitutional right. Okay, so that's it.
It's very
I don't
interesting,
want
and
to monopolize this.
I was thinking about the fact that we in Romania, we are actually a Latin country. We are, let's say, siblings to Italy, to France, to Spain. And if we look at these countries that are much closer to us than Australia, we see that communities for older people are actually existing, and that they gather in groups of friends. What have you noticed in what's missing here in our culture that is actually working in their culture? And what can we do about it?
As I said before, we have a lack of education, because we still think that when we get to our pension or to our 60s, we should just wait and die. I will give you a personal example. It's my mother. My mother was the CEO of Mega Image more than 20 years in Romania, so this only for Romania. So she's a person that traveled a lot. She has a lot of studies, a lot of diplomas, a lot of whatever. And a few days ago, I was speaking to her about an event, whatever, and I told her, okay, so you should buy a new dress. It's a special occasion. And she said, a new dress? Why? Where will I wear it again? And I was like, oh my God, if she thinks like this, my mother, who
was someone
was
and
whatever, yeah, I told you about her, what about the others? So we have this problem. We think that we just have to wait to die when we get older. So that's not true. That's the most, I think that should be the most beautiful period in our lives. Why? Because we have time. Supposedly we have money, so we can travel and we can stay more with our family, enjoy the kids, enjoy the grandchildren, right? Because we don't work anymore. We don't work 12, 14
maybe
hours
also the lack of money.
The lack of money goes from the lack of financial education, because I know a lot of people, starting with my parents, of course, who had a lot of money in their 30s, in their 40s, and they spend it all. Yeah, yes, exactly. They didn't invest those money, and now, okay, they are not poor people, but they could have been more
active and
they could have been rich right now, but they don't have this financial education. We, our generation, is starting to have this financial education. We start to invest in properties, to invest, I don't know, in crypto or whatever. I see that in my generation.
And maybe make an assurance, let's say, like this for
exactly,
the later
exactly.
part
But
of life.
they didn't have that. And we also have this mentality which is wrong from my point of view. We think that if we have children, it's their responsibility to take care of us. We just wait to get to our pension and we say, okay, I have a daughter, she should take care of me because I took care of her. It's not like that. We have the moral responsibility for our children, but they don't have to be responsible for us, you know. I think, it's my personal opinion, that our children are a gift from God, and it's our mission to take care of them and to guard them and whatever, but not to take advantage of them. I know it doesn't sound very good, but you know what I mean.
I think we all understand what
you
you
mean. And we also have a lack of, I don't know, apartenență, sorry. Belonging, yes, belonging. Why I say this? Because I think most of the times people ask me, okay, Alexandra, what is your secret? Why do you have so many in your community? Because I have a WhatsApp group with them. We have there more than 5,000 phone numbers. Okay, we have a Facebook group. It's called Senior de București, where there are more than 12,000 people. So it's actually a community, and this is our secret. We are not just an NGO. We are we created a community. We are like in a family. If somebody needs something, they write there on the group and we go and help them. Or at the events, they socialize. We have people that got married at their 80s or 90s, and I'm not joking. You can see it on Facebook, on our Facebook page. So this is the secret.
This is maybe a proof that digital inclusion, when it becomes part of their lives, it also drives the infrastructure of communicating and creating communities.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much for your very delightful presentation. Moving forward to our third speaker, and topic is about innovation. Dr. Lakatos, your work connects sustainability policy and design, and I will ask you to talk a little bit about how circular economy principles reshape healthcare infrastructure for the future. Thank you. May I have the presentation? I think you are missing a microphone. You don't have your...
It's here.
You have it, okay, sorry.
Sorry, I need a glass of water. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm very pleasure to be here. My name is Simina Lakatos, and I come from Cluj-Napoca, from the Institute from Circular Economy and Environment. Today, I will talk a little bit about circular economy and the impact related to the design, resilience, and inclusiveness infrastructure. Because for, let's say, the last few years, we saw the impact that circular economy have on the healthcare system. I will start to talk a little bit about the situation. Why circular economy? Why it is so important? And which is the connection with healthcare system and healthcare infrastructure, actually. How my previous speaker said about the demographic aging, climate changing, risk regarding to hospitalities and clinic treated, carbon footprint that we have it from these activities that are impacting daily by daily our life, and how we can be more, let's say, responsible, more resilient in hospital infrastructure system. We see here, let's say, an estimation of the population until 2015. It's, let's say, in the part of Europe, but related to the, let's say, all the world, the situation is not so well, because if we are continuing in, let's say, in the same system like now, to use our resources and the increasing number of population until in 2015, most of the resources that we have it will not be anymore. And what we'll do in this case? What is the situation? It's not, let's say, more impact related that, and yes, the second problem is related that how my previous speaker said, the European population are becoming old aging, and they are depending for our resources and our infrastructure in the health system. And this is a huge problem, because we will let them without resources and we don't have an infrastructure. And we need to see how to fix this. And for this reason, the European Commission, because I'm involved in, let's say, three committee of the European Commission. One, it is in cohesion for transition. The next period of financing 2028 plus. And there will be 4 directions: climate changing, circular economy, energy efficiency, and water resources sustainability. And starting with this new direction, we need to focus how we can make this infrastructure and to help the health system to be more resilient. And for this period, the European Commission came with 5.3 million in order to support this, and come with, let's say, some directives in order to make the system more sustainable. I don't know if you hear about Corporate Sustainability Responsibility Directive, ESG Directive, Do Not Significant Harm Principles. These are new directions that the European Commission come in the Green Deal, Circular Economy Action Plan, EU for Health Program. These are the pillars we need to focus on the future. And how we'll do this? It's not easy jobs, because we have a lot of directives, a lot of regulation. One part of them, let's say, are correlated with the Romanian regulation, but part of them, they are not. And guess what? Starting from this year, they need to be implemented in Romania, most of them. And we are not prepared of this. How we'll do? What we'll do? We need, for this problem, we start to do some working groups in our platform to support the authorities, to support the small and medium enterprises, even NGOs, because it doesn't matter if you are small, medium, and large, or you are public or private, you need to report it. You need to see how your infrastructure will impact. And for this reason, we hope to create a network of networks in order to support our country and to be more resilient and more supportive in this framework. How circular economy can help us, and why it is so important. We see, because my previous speaker said that most of the rural population travel a lot in order to have access to the healthcare system. It's not an easy job. Right now, we have money from the plan from resilience, but we need to invest it very well, because we will not have the same let's say, chance like now, because right now we don't need to co-finance it so much. In the next period, 2020 plus, our co-financiation will increase. And this is the moment when we need to do these changes. And we need to do these changes, including the new directive or on circular economy action plan or ASG's principle, do no significant harm principle, and so on. And besides of this, we need to create an infrastructure to be more robustness, more redundancy, more resource circularity, and more responsiveness. Because without this four direction will be very difficult, because how my previous speaker said, the old people will become more and more in the next years. And without a very smart healthcare system, will be very difficult to face on these challenges in the future. And right now, the situation is not so well, if you see it. We have only 7% from total EU services sector for energy use, because we don't speak only about resources, because yes, circular economy is when we speak about circular economy, we are speaking about resource circularity, minimum waste of energy, waste of our resources, let's say loss in general of our resources. But not only this is necessary, we need to be, let's say, more involved in this new framework. And how we can do, how we can make this transition from linear to circular economy? How can be our, let's say, hospital system more circular? I hear Alexandra said about designing. Yes, it's very important to redesign, to develop new materials in kinds or in use, because right now we are using some materials that are very carbon footprint imparting very high, and they are very energy consuming. To use regenerate resources and model that reduce the impact that we have on our resources. But I believe the most, let's say, important things, it's how Alexandra said, and I believe Petru, are starting with our education. Because without education, will be very difficult to improve this new, let's say, demand that we will need to do it in the next couple of years. I will, let's say, I will present some good practices, because we try to see which are some good practices in Europe and how can bring them and replicate it in Romania. We have actually a circular economy stakeholder platform to the European Commission. It is a bureau between European Commission and European and Social Committee, where we are putting all the good practices there and to try to see on this sector and on the health care system, what is the situation, if we have some good practices in Romania or not, how we can be more sustainable. And we saw what is the situation right now related to renovation using circular method in order to decrease the footprint, or I don't know, use how I said before, substituting toxic materials with biocomposite materials that can contribute to the reducing the footprint, or I don't know, other energy efficiency technology that can contribute on this direction too. And here it is the good practices related to the Netherlands that they try to apply the natural-based design in their offices. I was in the previous panel Doamna Turcu or something like that, present something related to this. And I said, look, exactly what I think. It is very important to be more closely to the nature, because she learn us how we can fix it with the situation that we have it. The second example that I have it's related to the Finland. They created, because how I said earlier, most of, let's say, most of the population from rural area need more than 20 kilometers in order to receive healthcare treatment. They come with modular primary care center in order to support this need that they have it in their communities. And I see that if they can, we need to can too also. It's not impossible. The third good practice that we find it was in Germany, related to some pilots, let's say sites that are using digital twin and Internet of Things in order to make the system more digital. And the results that they have it, well, only to introduce these digital things are very impressive. They are reducing technical failures by 17%. It's a huge number. And digital infrastructure is now a pilot from resilience for the European Commission. And the fourth, it is related from a project where we are part. It is a future food system. It is a strategical project financing by the European Commission with the purpose to change our way in which we are producing and consuming our food in our food system, because we have a huge problem related to what we are eating. I know many people are saying this is not so problem. Yes, it is. And in order to do this sustainable food system more inclusive, the European Commission support us in developing this new vision toward environmental friendly, social, secure, fair, economical, viable, healthy and safe food system from Europe. This is the new direction. And all these are connected, because without a good nutrition, we have huge problem, and we are seeing the obesity that we have it right now in the hospitals system and in our countries. And Romania doesn't stay very well in this part too. And we need to see how we can fix this problem. And we hope that with this strategical project that will be 10 years, starting from last year, to have some results, some policy in order to support this framework. Lesson from European leaders that we hear from the activity that we have and where we was involved is related to this direction. How I said, policy coherence related to innovation, life cycle costs that are straining public investment, more efficiency, because how I said, we need to be more circular, more digital, and more footprint impact integrated in our healthcare system. And of course, community integrated facility enhance trust and equity. We saw that in some project that we have from different countries from Europe, that the trust and equity, it was a very important, let's say, activity that they are introducing their project. And my question was, why they are so focused on this? And when I hear Alexandra saying about this, I said, yes, definitely, we need to see how we can to find a solution about the changes, because if they are thinking about them in this way, is not okay. Related Romanian transnational case, we try to make a research to see where is Romania right now, what we can do in this current infrastructure profile that we have it. And we saw that only 60% of Romanian public hospitals are more than 40 years old. And let's say the average energy intensity, it's approximately 710 kilowatts per hour per square meters. That is double the European Union average. Is not normal. That means that we have a huge problem related to energy efficiency. Our hospital infrastructure is not very well rehabilitated or renovated, and I don't know, we need to see how we can fix it. And I cannot say more than we have the highest price of the kilowatt price of the energy from entire European Union, and I don't think it's not on the European Union. This will increase a lot the money that we are buying for the healthcare treatment in our hospital. Is not normal to pay a lot when we have, how I said earlier, this money that are coming from the European Commission, from National Resilience Plan, that we need to invest and implement it right now. I will not insist more. What I want to add is related that this trigger that we have it, and from which we can go forward. We have a national circular economy strategy, a Romanian national circular economy strategy, that add a lot of things related to healthcare system and how we can support this. We have the Green Public Procurement Regulation that also come with some direction that support this. The EU taxonomy, not only in do not significant harms principle, but also in ESG, in corporate sustainability regulation directive, that come and support us. But besides of this, we need to develop, because we talk how we can do this. Okay, we have these triggers, but actually something we need to see some results, to make something. And we have a Romanian Circular Economy Stakeholder Platform, and we create a working group in order to see how can go with this flagship initiative related to circular hospitals in Romania. We want to have this. We want to support these new circular hospitals, because we know that it's possible, and we want to have this in Romania too. How? It's not an easy job. We need a lot of standardization, even with international standards, national regulations that I have it, we have it related to life cycle cost. We need to analyze a lot of data, and the biggest problem that we have it, we don't have these data. Yes, and we tried to see, okay, let's compare with other countries that are a bit close to us, but we try to see which are the possibilities way in which we can come this dream true. And I will not say this, but
we are coming to an end of our program.
I want to close with this vision for circular healthcare ecosystems with that we want to have it, and we planned to do it. And I hope to have more persons to be interested in this working group and to transform this in something tangible. No, I want to say only this with some conclusions and call for action. How I said earlier, I hope to have more results and examples related to the design in this sector, to support the integration of governments in our healthcare system, come with the innovation, because it's important to develop new type of materials that we are using, and of course to transform this new agenda for circular hospitals. Thank you for your attention. I hope that I come with some information that inform you and support you. And if you have other questions, I'm at your... Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lakatos. A lot of interesting information, a lot of good examples, a lot of policies and of plans. Hope to see them also in real life. I kindly invite you to take a place next to me, because we have come to the point where I would be very interested to see questions from you. Thank you. Such active audience.
Yes.
Thank you. Here is a microphone.
Okay. I have some remarks, because we discussed about how to adapt the infrastructure to meet the demographic changes. What are the solutions? Because you presented some good practices. And you said something very important, both of you, that everything starts from education. One of my questions is, does the Romanian university system have implemented courses for service and design sustainable products for healthcare system? Do we have this kind of courses integrated in our universities? Because I think it's important to create the knowledge during the student life learning. And another thing, I just came back from a training program where I saw a good practice at the level of a hospital, where they created like a task force for sustainable, to implement the sustainability in their hospital. And from this task force, there were a representative of regional authorities from the hospital, but also from the ecosystem from the universities. And this hospital has a strategy to become more sustainable until 2050. Do you think this kind of practices can be also implemented here in Romania?
It's open.
Okay, yeah.
It's on.
I don't think so.
No, does this microphone work, Dragos?
Okay.
No, it was working.
Okay, I will start with the first question. Related to the education, it's not so simple, because, for instance, in the university system, in order to change the curricula, you need to develop a plan for study and to be accredited of this, and you need more than 4 years in order to be accredited on this, because if you are not accredited, it will be, let's say, not difficult, but the students will not be so interested. And right now we try to see how we can come to with some solution, because these plans are on 4 years in technical and 3 years in the not technical universities. And you cannot change these plans during these 4 years. Only maybe to change, to adapt the courses that are in this plan. After that, this period of accreditation are expiring, the new, let's say, programs that you are developing, you can bring with this new curricula. For this reason, it's not so easy to do these changes. And related to what you said about some programs on design or circular economy, yes, they are existing in Cluj, in Timișoara, in Bucharest, are not so, let's say, promoted, are not perfect, but they are existing. And because, how I said earlier, was not so easy for them to adopt all the curricula and to change, let's say, 300 on degrees. They change a little bit from some courses in some parts, but it is a start, and we hope from the, let's say, next years we'll see more courses on master or even in license in this direction. Related to the second question that you put to me about the sustainability plan, it's a must. The hospital need to have a strategy, need to have a plan on sustainability, because in this way they have, let's say, the information of their impact, their needs of resources, and it is like a ship that don't have direction without a strategy. And in the next years will be very important to have a strategy for sustainability. Not so important that they have obligation to report it from sustainability ASG. These are the requirers, and all the hospitals will need to make these reports. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please.
First of all, sorry that I'm doing something else during this discussion
You are
in the end
preparing
of
for
the
the
panel,
panel.
but I'm a moderator for the next panel, so I have to do both things, be here and also be virtually in the next panel, so sorry in advance. And I wanted to tell you, I don't know if you know, but in Romania, in Galați, we had the first university for third age, for people who are in their 60s, 70s or more. It was the first one in Romania. Now there are more than just one. There are also others in other countries. But it's very interesting if you want to have a look at what this university for third age is doing, what kinds of classes, of courses they have. You can look up on the internet. It is very interesting, and this gives me hope, because we spoke a lot in this panel about the importance of education, and I think this is a very important and actually a huge step through the ideal of yes, of education, and for changing the mentality of people. I mean, is the proof that we can still learn no matter the age, no matter how old we are, we can still learn and still reconverse professionally, I think. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Do we have other questions from the audience? If no, let me check if I have something via online. For Dr. Merges, how can universities contribute to preparing future healthcare professionals for the structural and demographic challenges of an aging society?
Depends on the profile. Our university is focused on life sciences, life science specialties, and I think through update the curricula to integrate some discipline, specific discipline in masters, and maybe to create other programs for masters, and also to help students through extracurricular activity to develop these topics and other activities, social and other activities regarding the healthcare infrastructure.
Thank you. I do have some two more questions, but they are regarding things that have already been discussed. Any other questions from you? Yes, please. See. It's working. No, it's working.
Highly insightful recommendations also. I have a question, because the infrastructure sits with the local authorities' responsibility and the budget sits with the local authorities also. Are the universities, because there is expertise, you have all the good practices across the European level, you have the consortium, are they involved in any type of knowledge sharing for any type of investment in health, either with that we are looking at hospitals, integrated centers, how the streets look like, how we adapt the parks, how we consider demographics in both rural and urban, are the ones responsible for actually executing and implementing the budgets for the infrastructure involving the expertise that sits within the universities? Until we change, that's very important, but we still have a lot now. Do they use it? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's say that depends. Sometimes they are obligated to have universities involved because from some, maybe they are part of some European projects, and in this way the university are involved, they are coming with their knowledge and so on. But sometimes the money are come directly to the Romanian government, and in this direction depends because depends with what company, how the public procurement is made it, but if they need to make some feasibility studies and so on, usually, normally, some person from university are involved because they need to come with some expertise in this direction. And for, let's say, my experience, the most of the times these come from the universities. And sometimes depends from the relation that who are coordinating the authorities. If it is a person who is very engaging and proactive in, let's say, in the sustainability part, I don't want to say I have a very good example. I like a lot and we work a lot with the mayor of Buzău, the Mr. Toma. He do a lot of things related to circular economy because he believes in this, and he, let's say, learn and he saw in different countries to see how this was implemented and how this help his cities. And right now we see a lot of projects and results that are helping Buzău, and how develop it's from, let's say, last 3-4 years, starting from when they have the strategy on circular economy. But this, how I said, it's who is the people in charge to coordinate it. For this reason, my answer is depends. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we can conclude this panel. Thank you to you, dear speakers, for being here and for bringing such interesting information. Of course, as our society ages, we are all called to rethink what healthcare spaces mean. They are not just buildings, they are actually places of dignity, of inclusion, and I might also say of connection. And I think that we have we have touched every single of these 3 points. So thank you once again. Thank you for being here, to you present in the room and to you present online. So
And thank you.
thank you.